I'm currently on a sabbatical and my first stop is Portugal. Welcome to my last day in Porto. It would be a short day, so my Porto to-do list was quite small. After checkout, I walked along the river to the Dom Luís I bridge to get that quintessential postcard moment. On a particularly melancholic day, with particularly melancholic weather, I took a particularly melancholic walk and started reflecting on the end of this Portugal trip. While I had started the trip with my comfort zones in the city of Lisbon that I already loved, eating the dishes that I already knew made me happy, and reliving experiences I already knew, it became so much more than that. I got to live completely new experiences, genuine moments of enchantment, surprise and connection, and was feeling a tinge of melancholy. After all, more hellos mean more goodbyes. Is this perhaps what the Portuguese saudade feels like? A text from Antonio snapped me out from my existential emo girl thoughts. Him and Filipa would be picking me up from my hotel to check off the last item off my Porto list. It was time to come head to head, bread to bread, meat to meat with the big boss of Portuguese meat sandwiches, the Francesinha. Almost every man I'd met in Portugal on this trip was either named Antonio or João. In this case, we would be joined by João in our Francesinha adventure at Brasão Bistrô. We started off with a risol de carne, cogumelos e trufa, or meat, mushroom, and truffle risol to ease it in. We'd also have the special beer from the brewery that had been custom created to complement the sandwich perfectly. Francesinha, inspired by the croque monsieur, can be translated as Little French, and there's nothing little about this big mama. I dug into this mighty beast, layers upon layers of toasted bread and assorted hot meats, melted cheese, doused in a near-boiling tomato and beer sauce. I kid you not, this meal had me full for over 24 hours and took me well into Berlin. My flight was delayed due to the bad weather, and what luck it was that the restaurant was close to the ocean, so I could have one last ocean moment. One last time to take it all in. Filipa and Antonio drove me to the airport, and it was time to hug goodbye. After all, more hellos mean more goodbyes, which also means more hellos again someday. Maybe I'll write a fado about this. See you again, Portugal, and thank you for joining me.